Hi, Pastor Alan Flowers here with another edition of Christ Renewing the Culture. Back again with Jim and Linda Bright, and want to talk to you today about the differences between the man and the woman, the husband and the wife. And Linda, what are some of the differences that you see? Not just to list differences, but differences that the woman can actually benefit from um, as God has brought man and woman together.
I believe that the woman can benefit from being with a man because a man provides a sense of security, a sense of protection,
Mm-hmm.
a sense of wisdom. As a man derives a lot of wisdom from God,
Right.
and a godly man is important in a marriage. A man will bring a strong Christian perspective to the marriage. That's one thing that attracted me to Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Not every woman has had the opportunity to grow up with a father figure.
Okay.
That's a different challenge. I think that's where a woman needs to get into the Bible more. The father figure for many women has been God.
Mm.
And they say, I don't need a man. I've got God as the man in my life. And then they meet a Christian man,
Okay.
and that changes things. And it's a big adjustment for a woman who hasn't had a male figure of authority or just a healthy relationship.
Right.
And that doesn't have to be authority, a healthy relationship.
Right.
For us, I think it's important that there is a give and take. I think if you both make an effort to give each other 3 sincere compliments throughout the day,
Okay.
that is an opportunity to build each other up.
Right.
I don't think it's necessary to give them 10 complaints about their attitude and behavior. Let it go.
What is the backfire effect on that one?
I think it breaks the harmony.
Yeah, maybe
Breaks
it's
the
maybe
harmony.
maybe it's a question that answers itself.
Yes.
I think that brings up a lot of anger. I think women need to pick their battles. What's the most important thing that your husband isn't doing that you wish he would do?
Okay.
Bring it to a family meeting and discuss it. Say, this is important to me. I have this complaint. What's your biggest complaint? And discuss it. Jim and I know each other's complaints about each other, and we strive to change it, but our biggest ones just don't seem to change. That's just how God's
Yeah.
made us, and we make an attempt. But we also know we live with it because our pluses of being together and the things that we enjoy together far outweigh the few little complaints that we have about each other. We have to put things
Yeah.
in perspective. And God wants us to be loving and to be cheerful.
That's good. That's great. And Jim, for you, we had discussed the ways in which our wives naturally excel us, one of which is intuition and one of which is compassion. Talk to the young man out there who's frustrated that, I've got this new wife and she seems to communicate on this totally different wavelength than I do, and I just don't understand her. Tell that young man about some of the benefits that he's actually going to receive from having entered into God's marriage.
Having entered into God's marriage, as I said before, it's a relationship of 3.
Mm.
Putting God at the center is very important, and that's what my wife and I do. Everything that we do, everything that we've done, and let me correct that, it's not what we've done. It's
Mhm.
what God has done in our
Mhm.
lives, how he's used us, how he's changed us over the years. One of the things that I have learned in our relationship is to be honest with each other. It is so important. When I come home from work and I've had a fairly good day, because I try not to have bad days. But there's always something that irritates me. And usually it's when I get home and ask her how she's doing, how her day was, because she does tell me every detail. I think the biggest thing for us is that my wife is very, very detailed, and I recognize that.
Okay.
And I let her use her strengths. I'm very global. I can see the big picture. I know where we want to go,
Yeah.
and she knows how to get us there.
And both are important.
Very important. We are very opposite of each other, but in
Yeah.
so many ways, we are so much alike. And we've learned that over the years. And we play to each other's strengths. One of the things that my wife always tells me, and I have the opportunity to tell others, just stay 2 steps ahead. That way, if you slip and stumble, you're still even.
Hmm.
And anytime you have a negative, replace it with 2 positives.
Okay.
That's the positivity that I get from my wife. I complain a lot. I want things to go faster. I want things to happen faster. I want them now. That's just my personality. She has a way of calming me down and slowing me
Okay.
down, and it works. I listen to her. She listens to me. And for that young man out there who's struggling, I would recommend taking the time to make the time for your wife to listen to her.
Yeah.
And if as you're listening, half of it goes in one ear and out the other, make sure you pick up the interesting and important stuff.
Yeah. And the scriptures talk about building each other up.
Yes.
Building each other up. And Linda, did you have something to add?
Yeah, I'd like to add that we've talked about similarities and differences. I think of our similarities, when we look at Christ's purpose for our life, I feel that we have listened to what God has for us. We have served the way He wants us to serve. We've listened and been servants for the Lord together. We have allowed each other space for Jim to do what he likes to do, for me to do what I like to do, but we come together and serve the Lord together. And the things he likes to do might be going to a men's group or something like that. I might like to go out with women to a luncheon or things like that. We don't have to be together every moment, but we truly enjoy being together
Yeah.
every moment because we allow each other time to be ourselves and time to be together ourselves.
Yes.
And having that time is so important. 24/7 is not good. We have literally worked together for the last, 20 years
Yeah.
in ministry.
Yeah, that says a lot. And what I hear, there's a lot of emphasis on cooperation rather than competition.
Yes, yes. When you try to work from competition, trying to one-up each other,
Yeah.
it creates tension, it creates frustration, and it creates anger. And none of those things are good in a relationship. You got to be loving and caring, supportive, uplifting, and letting your mate know that you're there for that person, no matter what. I love my wife. I would do anything for her.
And vice versa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just a strong relationship that we've built on trust and God.
Yeah. And I'd like to say to anyone who might be listening today, who might be struggling, Christ is the answer.
Yes.
Whatever you're facing, Christ is the answer. And that sounds like something a preacher might say. Try it. If you're not sure you believe me, try it. Taste and see that the Lord is good. So I want to thank you, Jim and Linda, for joining us these times. Until next time, friends, I'm Pastor Alan Flowers, inviting you to join us for worship at 9:30 a.m. and 5 o'clock p.m. each Lord's Day Sunday at the corner of 17 Mile and Lincoln Lake Road in Gowan, Michigan. If you'd like to see more about us, see us at our website at spencermillschurch.org. Till next time, bye-bye, everybody.